Late bloomer stories. Are you a late bloomer and don't even know it? A late bloomer is a person whose talents or capabilities are not visible until much later than usual in life. The truth is that the Kenyan political landscape is filled with late bloomers, starting with Kenya's first president and founding father of the nation, Jomo Kenyatta. Kenya as a nation is just beginning to emerge from the abyss and will no doubt be a late bloomer. Just how late is anybody's guess, because she's already headed to 60 years old. Still, many would argue that for a nation that is still on the young side. But in this video, I would like to focus more on individuals and what they have achieved. I stumbled on this information, and I thought it would make a nice change from all the negativity that comes with the territory that is Kenyan politics. There is no denying that genius and creativity is popularly associated with the freshness and vigor of youth, and indeed, there are plenty of examples. Mozart wrote his breakthrough Piano Concerto No. 9 in E-flat major at the age of 21. Orson Welles made his masterpiece, Citizen Kane, at 25. Closer to home, Tom Mboya clocked many of his achievements while in his late 20s and early 30s. Mwai Kibaki was in the cabinet in his early 20s. But I guess the truth here is best described by what a friend said in a recent Facebook discussion we were having with quite a number of old schoolmates. He said that those destined for greatness have to finally emerge no matter how long it takes. In other words, time is not a factor in true genius and creativity. So my hope is that if you are reading this and have always felt that you have passed your sell-by date by a decade or two or even 3, then let this be the post that inspires you to turn around your life and get it done. There are some pretty amazing things very old people have done. Jomo Kenyatta did the intricate balancing act of leading Kenya to independence with all the political jostling and set a firm foundation for the new nation of Kenya when he was already well into his 70s. In business, Irene Wells Pennington became best known in her 90s when she helped straighten out irregularities in her husband's oil business after he went senile in his 90s. Colonel Sanders of KFC fame began his franchise in his 60s and can also be deemed a late-in-life financial success. And then there is my all-time favorite late bloomer, Mario Puzo. That's the guy who wrote the runaway bestseller called The Godfather. For years, Mr. Puzo struggled doing the kind of writing where he could not even afford to put food on the table for his family. Puzo's most famous work, The Godfather, was first published in 1969, when Puzo was almost 50 years old. He based it on anecdotes about the mafia organizations that he had heard during his time in pulp journalism. He later said in an interview with Larry King that his main motivation in writing the book was to make money. By this time, he had already written 2 earlier books that had received great reviews, yet had not amounted to much as far as his bank balance was concerned. As a government clerk with 5 children, he was looking to write something that would appeal to the masses and make a killing. And it happened beyond Puzo's wildest dreams, because after the huge success of this book, others followed, and then the films. The story of the making of The Godfather is another Cinderella saga. Paramount Pictures was in deep financial trouble at the time of production and was very desperate for a big hit to boost business, hence the pressure director Francis Ford Coppola faced during filming. Paramount were determined that The Godfather should appeal to a wide audience and threatened Coppola with a violence coach to make the film even more exciting. Coppola added a few more violent scenes to keep the studio happy. The scene in which the character of Connie breaks dishes after finding out that her husband is cheating on her was added for this reason, and the list can go on and on. Quit feeling sorry for yourself and get out there and do whatever it is you were brought into this earth to do. You are certainly not too old. I have read out this Kumakucha Chris article from a Kumakucha blog article. Do find the time to take in other super fascinating articles like 1. Where is Wafula Chebukati? After all, anybody can update his social media profile and post old photos whilst pretending all is well. 2. Where would Kikuyus go if they bolted out of the UDA party today? The shocking answer is in plain sight and much more. That is if you are looking for a deep, insightful read of what is really going on in Kenyan politics.